afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone who is watching me from wherever place you're watching me. So thank you so much for joining me on this episode. This is Understand with Lynn. So I'll continue from, first of all, let me welcome each and every person who is watching me from wherever place you're watching me from. It is my honor to do what I'm doing. It is my honor. I'm happy to be helping someone out there. So please, I would wish that you give me your ear so that you may be able to listen and also understand the content I'm teaching. So for those who are new to this channel and episode, Understand with Lynn deals with trying to make young college students try to understand the units, the different units they are taught. So that's why I'm here. So I'm trying to explain the different contents that they are taught in class and they are not able to understand. So thank you so much. So let's get on with it. So in the last episode that I had, nilikuwa nimefikisha the objectives of the food and beverage control system. So before that, sorry for that. So for those again who has joined right now, I'm covering the topic that is food and beverage control for catering and accommodation certificate, and also catering and accommodation diploma, and also food and beverage courses. So thank you so much. So let me go straight ahead to where I niliachia. English sometimes inapotea, but we are just trying. So nilikuwa nimefika characteristics of an effective control system. So I'll just start with the first one. So that is accurate or accuracy. So any control system that the hotel or whoever person is using the control system should make sure that it is accurate in terms of giving the right data that is intended, giving the right report that is intended. So any control system should be very accurate. So let me give an example of the CCTV camera. It's a form of a control system. So CCTV cameras, the intention of them being installed is to be able to monitor the property, to be able to know exactly what is happening, and also to curb insecurities. So in this case, a CCTV camera, when the immediate time it is put on, it is recording, it is taking the data from the surrounding. Then if I come in the evening and I want to know, me as a manager, I come in the evening and I want to know what really happened in the restaurant today, it should be able to provide the data, since let's talk about maybe it was switched on at 6 a.m. in the morning. So, or it runs 24/7. So if I want data that happened, or situations that happened the last week, it should be able to provide accurately without misleading data. So accuracy. Two, we have it should be timely. It should be able to give report timely, in terms of if I need that report on a weekly basis, if I need it on a daily basis, if I need it on a monthly basis, it should be able to give a timely report. Then three, it should be objective. That is, it should measure up to the standards expected and intended. So of course we have the objectives. So each control system that is put in place to aid in curbing a certain problem, it should be very objective. So my objective is to prevent theft. My objective is to prevent pilferage. So whichever control system that you put in place, it should be able to make sure that the intended purpose, the intended standard has been the expectations have been met. Then number four, we have priority. So number three was objective, it should be objective. Number four, it should meet the priority, should give the preference to matters pertaining profit, e.g. sales and food cost. So whichever, again, this mostly in the production areas, that is in the kitchen. You also have the laundry services, you have the housekeeping services. So whichever control system that is put in place, it should be able to prioritize, especially sales and also food cost. Remember, at the end of the day, we need to know how much revenue have we earned from our sales, how much food cost have we gotten from the selling of food or from the sales. So remember, we have what you call a sales mix. These are the components that give us the revenue. For example, we have the kitchen food is a sales mix, selling of, and in the kitchen, first of all, in the kitchen you may have the different aspects that brings you revenue. So maybe you're selling burgers, you're selling pizzas, you're selling french fries, you're selling chicken, you're selling cabbage, you're selling ugali, etc. So all those food items bring out the sales mix. So in the kitchen, the sales mix may be made up of the various items of food that are being sold. The same case when you go to the laundry, the same case you go to housekeeping, etc. So all the departments do have the different components that bring about the sales mix. So this control system should be able to enable us to be able to know how much sales have we sold, how much is the food cost, what do we do to prevent the food cost from going up, etc. Then you also have consistency, should be able to achieve the same standards all the time. So it should be consistent. So see, leo iko hivi, it is very accurate, tomorrow it is worse off. So it should be very accurate. Then it should be cost effective. So whichever either manual or digital control system that you choose to put in place in your establishment, then they should be cost effective, pocket friendly. So don't choose a system that is that will cost you much. Then again, let's talk about maybe you need to upgrade to the computerized system. So of course, if you have 50 employees and each needs a computer, then you should have enough money to buy all the 50 computers. So choose a control system, because we have manual control systems, you also have the digital ones. So at the moment, if you're not able to provide or to acquire the digital systems, then you can go for the manual as you upgrade. So whichever system that you choose, control system, then it should be very affordable. Then lastly, it should be flexible. Control system should be very flexible with the rate of technology that is coming up, and hotels have really embraced it. So if you're into manual control systems, then it should be very flexible coming now to the digital system. So let me give an example. We have what we call stock taking. It happens in the kitchen, in the front office, in the housekeeping, in the laundry. Stock taking hauwezi kosa anywhere in the department. So find maybe you have a manual systems of taking stock, that is having a stock taking sheet. So you've been doing this for the last few years, and it's now time for you to upgrade into the use of computers. So the control system was use of stock taking sheet to prevent theft and pilferages. Now you want to move into the digital world. So that control system should be should make it so easy for you to be able to move from the manual system to the digital system. So that is the flexibility I'm talking about. So because nowadays technology imekuwa high tech, and most of the companies are really embracing it. So if in the slightest, or in this hotel industry, so whichever control system that you're using, you should be able to really adjust to the computerized way. Then you also have acceptable to the staff. So a control system should be very acceptable to the staff. So remember, you as a manager, when unaweka zile control systems, so you will not be working alone. You'll have the staff working for you. So if the systems are not acceptable to the staff, it will be a total failure. So of course, kuna cost involved in this acceptability. Of course, maybe the staff that you had were not knowledgeable in terms of the digital way. So let me give an example again. Let me talk about maybe you have a food kiosk. And this food kiosk of yours, ile ya Mama Otieno, maybe during the order taking process, you do it manually, a pen and a notebook. So in this case now, Mungu amekusaidia, you're able to have now a bigger place. So you also want to embrace the technology use of computers. So what happens? So most of these food kiosks, most of the staff utapata ni wale family relatives. Maybe ulimaliza class 8, your auntie who owns the kiosk asks you to come and work for them. So you've not done maybe computer packages, so you don't have the knowledge, or you don't have the knowledge on control system or issues like that. So what happens if Mama Otieno wants to upgrade from the manual system of a pen and a notebook to a use of computers, then there is a cost incurred of training. So you need to be taken to a training center. You need to be trained on how to use the computers or the EPOS system, so that you're able to know the way to deal with them. So it should be very acceptable. I'll have the staff embraced it. Usilete a system that will give the staff a hectic time understanding it and also being able to work with the system. So whichever system that you choose, make sure it is acceptable to the staff. So we have the characteristics of effective food and beverage control. So number 1, I said accuracy. Number 2, I've said it should be timely. Number 3, I've said it should be objective. Number 4, it should be very realistic. Number 5, it should be very reliable. Then number 6, flexibility and also acceptance or acceptable to the staff. Then finally, let me finish with the problems of food and beverage control. So any control system must have some problems, because of course it is man-made. Anything man-made lazima ikuwe na tushida mahali. So as much as you think that the CCTV cameras, as much as you think the electronic lock door system will solve the cases of insecurity, as much as you think the digital registration cards will solve the problem of impersonation or etc. As much as you think this control system will solve your problems, of course lazima itakuwa na hitilafu. The same case with maybe a TV. A TV you may think it will work 100%, but stima ikipotea, it is not working again. CCTV you may think it will work 100%, but what if someone comes and ilikuwa inaangalia huko ipeleke huko, it will not be effective. So every control system lazima ikuwe na hitilafu. So there are these problems. So unpredictability of the volume of business. So volume of business, it is I can talk about the high and low peak seasons in a hotel. So there are some times in a hotel whereby you experience a lot of guests. There are times in a hotel you lack guests, ama completely guest wako kidogo ama hawako. So you'll find some control systems may not be able to detect this. So I've talked about it is not possible to predict the volume of customer you are going to receive at a particular time, and this presents the problem sales instability. So sometimes you wouldn't know exactly how much you'll sell per day. Let's talk about those restaurants that deal with a la carte menus, ile cook to order. So customer amekuja nataka hii. So in this case, the disadvantage of a la carte menus, if you have so many food items on the menu, on your menu list, then most likely you have to prepare all of them, or you have to do a mise en place of the items, because you don't know the customer will be coming next ataitisha nini. So you must make sure that you have the various items that you provide on the menu ready for preparation. So in this case, so ihapeni ile masiku kuna kaukanga, you don't have customers, or you have one or two. So ulikuwa na machipo zimeblanchiwa ziko kwa fridge, ulikuwa na kuku umeblanch, ulikuwa na whatever umeblanch, then it happens that within the first few days hujapata customer. So what happens, stima inakulika. You will not switch off the fridge useme juu hakuna customer leo acha fridge izime. Of course it will have to run, you get and easy foods itafika mahali ikose taste. So within a week you've not got a customer wa fish. So you'll find fish ikikaa sana kwa fridge, of course taste upotea and so on and so forth. So customer akuja next week wa fish. So akikuja next week, the fish that you had in the freezer, somehow it will not be pleasant to offer to the guest. So you'll find you cannot be able to predict the volume of sales. So what you can do to solve this, you can have a volume forecasting. So volume forecasting pia si rahisi, whereby you forecast, you predict how the business will be in future. So this one needs time. So of course we know January, miezi ya January hapo kunakuanga kumekauka because tumetoka Christmas, you've paid your fees, etc. So not all guests will find the pleasure of going to a hotel to eat food. You rather eat at home than go spend in a hotel or a eatery. So find, in this case in January's etc, there is no sales that much, but when you come to holidays and December holidays etc, you'll have a lot of guests. So you can be able to predict in your business that hizi miezi ya January sinanga volume of sales, but ikifika December I have a lot of guests attending. So you have to give volume casting experience from past experiences so that you're able to really forecast. So there is that problem of it cannot be able to predict. Remember ni kitu let me again talk about a CCTV. So CCTV iko pale ione whatever is happening, but it is there to see whatever is happening. Maybe we have people planning to come and bomb the hotel, God forbid. So a CCTV cannot be able to predict. You get it cannot be able to predict that the next minute we'll have terrorists in the area etc. So unapata any control system haina ile predictability. And again, in this context, you cannot be able to predict leo tutauza sana, kesho tutauza kidogo. That is a problem. Then number 2, we have perishability of the supplies. So perishability of the supplies, remember we're talking about food and beverage. So food, leave alone, beverages are not that perishable because they come already packed. Unlike food, you purchase them from vendors. Ukienda uko kwa nyumba ukienda kununua mama mboga, you can get the nyanya, kitunguu etc, cabbage, but when you don't store them properly they end up going bad. So you find, yes, you have the control system, for example the stock taking that I was talking about. So if you have the perishables, those that really perish a lot, kina meat, fruit and vegetables, you'll find if you don't store them very well, then you find they'll go bad. And remember, even if you have fridges and freezers, different food items need a different temperature to be stored. So in this case, if you store the vegetables in the freezer, definitely they'll go bad. If you store the meat items in the refrigerator, definitely they'll go bad. So you really need to have a control system, though you may have the best control systems, but you have perishability. Then number 3, we have daily variation of production. So if items are produced are many, control becomes difficult. So in this case we are talking about these hotel or restaurants that do have a menu. Unaona ile menu card, there are those that have one page, ni kapage kamoja hivi, na kuna zile zinapangana kama kitabu. So ukifungua ile menu, you're perusing like a book. So all those menu items, na maybe ni a la carte menu that is being provided. So you have to cook all the food items. You have to make sure that you have all the food items, because a la carte, again, I may say it again, that hujuangi what the next guest would like. You get huh? So when the food items prepared are many, then control becomes difficult, because now in this case for the chef, because maybe tuko na the instrumentier section, tuko na saucier section, tuko na kule kwa cold kitchen, tuko na hot kitchen, tuko na butchery etc. So a chef cannot be in those all places at the same time. So ule mwenye anatengeneza sausage, mwenye anatengeneza roast meat, manatengeneza soups etc, a chef cannot be able to, it may be difficult to multitask. So when the food being prepared are many, then control becomes a problem, because maybe niko pale kwa nyama nikiangalia how the meat is being prepared, but mwenye anatengeneza salad ashakula a whole pineapple, so you cannot be able to be pale kwa butcher unaangalia how the meat is being weighed, and at the same time you be at the cold kitchen penye salads zinatengenezewa. You get, so you find at any point in time section moja lazima control itakuwa ngumu. So that's what we mean by daily variation of production. Then we have the short cycle of catering operations. Short cycle, I mean, apart from now the hotel industry, let me go to other industry, textile industry, whichever industry that you can think of. Production phase may take a little bit time, weeks or months before we have the finished product. So maybe we are making tuseme tunatengeneza what, anything that you can think of apart from food. So ikitengenezwa, it may take a week, it may take let me talk about kazi ya carpenter. So you're a carpenter, I'm a carpenter. So tunataka kutengeneza sofa set. So sofa set haiwezi tengeneza na siku moja. That is true. Haiwezi tengenezeka na siku moja. So today you go purchase the mbao, tomorrow unakuja unagongelea, the next day unabuy ile material sasa ya sofa, the next day. So it may take maybe a week. You get So or other products, they may take a longer cycle than catering cycle. So for catering, it's a very short cycle. Why? Because it is during breakfast time. Mgeni amekuja anataka coffee and fried egg. So how long will you take to prepare coffee and fried egg? Especially kama ni a la carte menu. So it'll take the shortest time possible. So egg hata haiwezi maliza dakika moja. You get? Ukisha gonga blah 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 ishakuwa a finished product. So from a raw to a finished product, it will take the shortest time. That's why we are talking of the short cycle of catering operations. So because they are very short, control becomes a problem. You get? So remember in the sections of a kitchen we have we have a supervisor's office, ile ya chef. And maybe mimi nimeweka pale kwa bakery. So I've prepared my muffins, I've prepared my cupcakes, etc. So you find, because it will not take, maybe I'm preparing them for 20 minutes. So 20 minutes, it is not a very long cycle. So nishatengeneza, before chef akuja aangalie, nishakula. Or maybe you're making chapatis. So most of us like to taste the first few chapatis that we have. So ushapika chapati, umechukua ya kwanza kabisa, ushakata, ushaanza kukula. So what happens? You find the catering cycle becomes very short, and you'll find that you'll not need a lot of you'll not need a lot of time to really make sure that you control the system. Sorry, not the system, but the operation. So it will take very time that is very short compared to others. So controlling within that short time becomes very difficult. Then finally have number 5, high degree of departmentalization. So catering hotels industry have a very high degree of departmentalization. They have a lot of departments. So fine, in a hotel setup, you may have the kitchen, you may have the restaurant, you may have the front office, you may have the laundry, housekeeping, etc. So all these departments, others may have quite many departments. So having control over all these departments become a very difficult task for the manager. So catering outlets, unless ni zile hotels zile zenye haziko star rated, those hotels that, for example, have 5-star, utapata iko na now the kitchen, iko na ofisi ya chef, utapata iko na restaurant, utapata iko na housekeeping, iko na laundry, iko na ofisi ya housekeeper, iko na ofisi ya laundry manager, it has the front office, etc. So all those departments, again, without the help of CCTVs or measures like that, it will be very hard to control whatever happens. So in this hotel sectors, you find a lot of difficulty when it comes to high degree of departmentalization. So the problems include unpredictability of the volume of business, perishability of supplies. 3, we have daily variation of production. 4, we have the short cycle of the catering operations. And 5, we have high degree of departmentalization. So thank you so much for giving me a listening ear. Until the next episode, thank you so much and God bless you. Bye.